I'm soaked, but I made it home. My feet are wet, my shirt's wet, my pants are wet, everything's wet. I'm really curious about this though. I had my camera with me, obviously because I was gonna take pictures. And it is in this little pack right here. And this backpack is soaked. I've got a lot of money in this thing. Moment of truth. Is the contents of this pack dry? Or are we buying a new camera? What's up, guys? If you've been here for a minute, I appreciate it. Welcome back. If you're new here, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, the notification button. That way, every time I upload something new, you'll be notified of it. You might not like all the videos, but if you're watching this video, then you'll probably find something useful in the future. So you don't want to miss out. And as the title reads, today we're going to go over the Amazon Basics camera bag Sling, which is supposedly water resistant. Now, one thing to keep in mind when purchasing anything that's talking about water is there is a difference between waterproof and water resistant. Waterproof doesn't mean that the stuff inside is going to stay dry. Basically, that's telling you that the material itself can get wet and it's not going to ruin it. Water resistant, on the other hand, tells you that the contents of your carrying bag or whatever it is going to stay dry. Water resistant is exactly the way it sounds. It's going to resist the water. All right, let's dive into this review. One of the things that I was really looking for when trying to find the perfect camera bag for my DSLR was something that was water resistant. Now, if you've seen some other videos on my channel, you probably realize that I ride motorcycle quite a bit and I like to take my camera with me. Florida's a beautiful place, but the one thing that it also comes with is random rain. So in order to protect the DSLR from getting wet, I needed something that was water resistant. So of course I jumped onto Amazon to see if I could find something that would take care of my camera. After searching around, obviously high and low, looking through different reviews and everything else, I couldn't really find anybody who said that their camera bag was fully water resistant. So I trusted the actual description. To my surprise, the Amazon Basics DSLR Sling bag said it was water resistant. Now, with the price being under $30, I was a little hesitant, but I figured it would be worth a try. Now, if you go to Amazon, you can search, I'll put a link in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. But it is the Amazon Basics Camera Sling High Density Water Resistant Polyester whatever. That's the science behind it. I'm not gonna get into all that. Let's take a look at the construction of this camera sling bag and see what we think. This is the camera sling bag. As you can see, it's pretty small. Actually fits the DSLR pretty well. I usually run around with my 6D Mark II along with the 70-200 Tamron lens, which is quite a big setup. But I also run with my G7X in here as well, and then sometimes an extra GoPro, and it all fits in here. I'll run a quick clip of me actually loading this up before a bike night. Now the nice thing about this smaller bag is that I always run into this every single time, and maybe you do too, I don't know, but I feel like if I have a larger backpack, I'm gonna fill it with as much stuff as possible. Doesn't matter if I'm gonna use it or not, I'm gonna take it with me if I have room for it. So I'd run into this issue where I'd have my full backpack and I would pack it full of every lens, every camera body, everything imaginable, just in case I needed it, and I never needed it. I end up using one lens, one body, and that's it. But instead of just taking those items, I would end up with a 50-pound backpack just carrying around everywhere, which is unnecessary. This thing's nice because it literally limits what I can take with me. Inside is all open. There's no actual compartments, but they do give you these little pieces that you can stick inside. They're all Velcro. They Velcro to the inside of here, which is kind of nice. So you can kind of make it fit whatever you need. The one downside to these I found is I never really found a good way to use these things. So basically what I end up doing is I end up putting the camera in there, and then I fit these wherever I can to surround the camera and protect it the best I can. And I think the issue with that is where the Velcro pieces actually are and where you can actually attach them inside here, because you're really working with about the bottom, the back, and a little bit of the top. But other than that, there's no place for this to stick to. So at first that was a little frustrating for me, trying to figure out the best way to pack a camera in here. But after playing with it and trial and error, I was able to figure out what works best for me. And I feel pretty confident that the camera is indeed protected. So I would show you right here how I would pack the DSLR with everything, but I'm actually using the equipment that I would typically pack in here. So again, I'm gonna cut to a clip where I'm kind of packing it up. That way you can get an idea of how I pack it. Anyway, the other nice thing about this particular one is it's got these little pockets in here, which work great. Typically I'm sticking my extra batteries in there. Just keep them protected. Just a little easy little pouch. There's two of them actually right there. They do what they're supposed to. And then on the outside you've got another pouch right here, which is nice for, so obviously I got some business cards in there, some decals and stuff like that. Stuff that I don't really care if it gets wet. As far as this thing being comfortable, I have to say that it's super comfortable. Especially since I can only put a limited amount of equipment in here, keeps it kind of light. And then the way that the sling is set up, this is super cushy. It feels good. It doesn't cut into you like other ones do. With a really thin strap, it'll cut into the side of your neck, and it's just super uncomfortable. With this thing, it's actually super, super comfy. So I don't have any complaints with comfortability. The other thing too is not only does it have this main strap, which keeps it over your shoulder, kind of sideways like that, but it also has this secondary strap right here that comes across the body in the front and latches into here. That way you've almost got, it's not twisting or anything. It's awesome. Other construction bits of this Amazon Basics sling bag is how thick the actual bag is. It's super thick. I bet the back part on this, which ends up being this bottom piece right here, that's probably, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch thick foam. Super comfortable. So even with the camera in there and it's strapped to my back, I'm not feeling the pressure points of the camera inside of it. It feels flat against your back, super, super comfortable. And then the other parts of the camera bag are also super thick. Again, added protection for your DSLR, whatever lens you have in there, which made me feel super, super good about using this because again, our cameras are super expensive, we want to protect them, right? And this is one of those things that we invest in to protect our things. So if it's thick and it feels good, it makes you feel good. So again, super thick, it'll protect your stuff. Along with these little pieces that go in here, these are pretty thick as you can see. I'll zoom, there we go. As you can see, these things are pretty thick too. These are little divider pieces that are gonna go in there. And again, you're gonna have to play around with it to get best fitment, whatever you're gonna throw in here. You're gonna wanna do some trial and error to figure out what's best for you. Again, I've messed with it a handful of times. It took some time, but I finally figured out the best way to get my camera in here with these little dividers. The other thing with this is the zippers. The zippers are actually really nice. I've had some other camera bags and whatnot that have clunky, super clunky zippers that just, they catch on everything. They're not very smooth. This thing's awesome. It's got two zippers. It's got, obviously, you got a backup zipper, just in case, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, When I'm riding, I end up zipping them up to the top. I've never had an issue. Again, at undisclosed speed limits, I've never had these open or even start to slide open at all. So, I can't complain. And for the million-dollar question, is this thing truly water resistant? So last night I went to bike night and I was gonna take pictures like I always do, and what ended up happening was, thanks to Florida, storm cells started coming out of nowhere. They're forming out of nowhere. There was no predicting this. So long story short, we ended up calling it. We ended up canceling bike night, which is fine. That way people don't have to come out and everything else. But I'm still stranded in Tampa on a motorcycle in the rain with this and my camera. This was the first time that I ever rode in the rain with this bag, with my camera, and I was terrified. The whole ride home, I'm just wondering, is my camera gonna survive this? What's gonna, you know, a million things running through my head. Once I got home, I put the camera bag down. It's soaking wet. I've got water dripping off of the camera bag, and I'm worried. I'm super worried to open this thing. So anyway, so I open the camera bag nice and slow, like this, and peek inside, and to my surprise, the DSLR, the Tamron 70-200 lens, everything in the camera bag, including the vlog, everything, the extra batteries, even the business cards that I had at the top, completely dry. I couldn't believe it. So the short answer to whether or not you can trust this with your camera in wet conditions is yes. Go ahead, throw your camera in there, run around in the rain, doesn't matter. This thing's amazing. It kept everything dry, and then the outside of the case itself was dry by morning. So again, the top things with this, it's comfortable. It's actually water resistant. It'll keep your DSLR dry even in wet conditions. It's thick. It's going to protect your DSLR, or whatever camera really, in all areas. It's gonna hold it still. It's gonna keep, there's enough padding in here to protect every angle of it. And it's water resistant. Thank God. So if you're looking for a camera bag that is water resistant and comfortable, check this out. For under 30 bucks, you can't go wrong with this thing. I know there's guys out there with $100 bags and with all the bells and whistles, and I don't know, I've never owned one, I don't need to. For 30 bucks, I can keep my camera dry and safe, and it's comfortable, especially for on the go. This thing's amazing if you're doing like events and stuff. Don't carry a big backpack, just grab one of these. Under 30 bucks, your way you go. Again, if you're into photography and motorcycles and stuff like that, this is a great option. I ride sport bikes. This thing's super comfortable on my back wherever I'm going. Highly recommended. It stays in place, and I just can't say enough good things about it. I would buy it again. I would recommend it to everybody. So if you're in the market for a camera bag that's simple, water resistant, comfortable, inexpensive, check this thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the link in the description below. That way you guys have easy access to it and everything else. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit notification button. That way, next time I do a good review like this, you'll be notified of it. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, see ya.